Morning, everybody. Coach Crimson here, and today we're going to be going over how I VOD review. VOD review is really important. It's probably my specialty as a coach, and today we're going to go over how I do it. But first, let's talk about why VOD reviewing is important. VOD reviewing is important because as you play the game, you'll make mistakes, and if you're not actively working on those mistakes, you're not going to improve. Not everybody VOD reviews, so obviously as you play a game, you'll get better at it. But not everybody just plays it a lot and gets better. They kind of just play it and don't progress. And eventually, by playing the game a lot, you will just have a natural inclination of how to do things. But that's just because you put the hours in, right? VOD reviewing is an efficient way to get better while not spending as much time, right? If you spend a million hours playing Apex, you're going to get better. But someone who VOD reviews can get that same level in half the time almost. So how do you VOD review? Well, generally when you review a VOD, you want to find one bad mistake that impacted the game severely. Usually this means it's when you die or get downed. But it doesn't always have to be that. It could be one mistake you make constantly, maybe like over pushing, or you want to find out why you were in a bad position or what forced you to make that bad mistake. Because sometimes it's a bad habit, sometimes you're under pressure, sometimes it was something out of your own control. So you want to identify why you're in that position and why you made the mistake. And if it's a habit, keep track of that habit, because if it happens a lot, chances are you're doing it too much and you don't even know it. One thing that I see as a mistake when VOD reviewing is nitpicking. Don't nitpick every single thing. Your goal is to find one or two impactful things in that game and figure out what you could have done, how you could have played it differently. Again, like everyone makes mistakes, but it's the mistakes that cost the game that will help you improve. I'm going to show you some stuff here. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up before I forget is VOD reviewing has an unintentional side effect that's very good, but people do not focus on. This is autopiloting versus thinking. A lot of players, when they play the game, they just autopilot, which is fine. Nothing's wrong with autopiloting, but when you play the game, if you're thinking about your VOD reviews and the mistakes you've made in the past, you can influence your game while in it. And if you don't practice this skill, it's very tough. But for someone like me, I've been doing this for the last 4 years, playing a hardcore game. For example, I play Smash Bros. Competitively. When I VOD review, I make a plan of that mistake I did. And when I'm playing someone in that game, I follow that game plan. And for instance, you have character A versus character B. Character A has certain advantages of character B, so character B needs to play against those advantages, and, adapt. So if I'm character B, I'm playing and keeping track of what situations he's winning in and what situations I need to get out of to prevent him from winning. So anyways, long explanation, we'll go over that anytime. But here we have a VOD review. This VOD, actually, I was prepping this video, and by prepping this video, I actually influenced several games. We're gonna go over what happened here. So the context here is I went down early. This other team just finished the third team, and it's a 2v3.
I almost cracked him. He saw one. Oh my god. It's one down.
Oh, there's the other guy up here.
On the left, got the guy on the left.
At the back. Can't help you.
Okay. I'm dead. He's cracked here.
Okay, no mistake. I did.
Sorry, PLG.
So the mistake here is I overpushed. It's a 2v3, and we downed one, right? And I overpushed. So we downed this person right here. We're both healthy. This is a 2v3. They have more health than us. All I have to do is sit back and bat, and he covered me. Because Jam, my teammate here, has full HP. They cannot push. I didn't see this guy in the corner, so in hindsight, it is not my fault that I didn't know he was there. But regardless, down, play slow, heal. You only need to ape if you really need to, right? In this situation, I don't need to ape this. It's 2v2. We're even, technically. Technically, we're up, because this person in the back is low. Up, I'm also low. So it's pretty much even in our favor. If I bat and they overpush, we punish them. We have Seer ult. They can't push into us. So this is just a wash. I sit back and bat. We're good. But instead, I overpush. I don't get down from it. I still could have healed here, but unfortunately, that just gave them the swing they needed, and Jam went in by himself. If I had committed maybe to that, it would have worked, but we still would have lost. But how that was impactful was because I played other games here, and same thing happens. I realized that I overpush. My habit here was that I overpush when we're up, causing my advantage to go to disadvantage. Example is here. Ignore my insane beam, because I just should have downed him. That's just bad shooting for me. And then right here, instead of chasing, right? Because we're up. They have 2 down, or they have 1 down, 1 person with 1 HP. We can just ape them. They have both collectively 100 HP. One has 50, the other has 50. But instead I go for the reset. And I assumed my teammate could get him, which is not a great assumption. I should have just went with him. And then we died, unfortunately. Right? Like I push. They're literally both literal 1 HP. Right? And then like I just didn't get the kill on one of them. And we died. But because of that game right here, I knew to reset first. I think in that situation I could have aped and just killed them. Right? And that's the cool thing here, right? Is that thing influenced me whether good or bad. Because actually we probably could have just aped them and killed them. That res time gave them enough for a small heal or armor swap. So I probably could have went and killed them, right? And that's when you VOD review. You got to say, hey, what can I have done, to prevent the situation? And because of that game, I wanted to play slow, whether it was good or bad. I think it was a good situation. I should have full healed. And my next mistake was not my next mistake here was not because I didn't full heal. It was because I missed my shots. So the mistake here wasn't that I rezzed. It was that I didn't hit my shots, and I didn't fully heal even more. Another game. Context, we're in an insane end game. We win this game, luckily. There's teams everywhere. Team right here, team to our right, team in front of us. We're just not... We're actually in game. We're in God spot, actually, but it's just really intense. Also, we have no health. I have low ammo, which is, I mean, not that bad, but I go through it actually really quickly. And I have 4 cells to my name. Alright? And thinking here, usually I would ape this shit, because I need resources. My teammates are all low HP, everything. We have no cells. You can't see their cells, but they're also very low. This guy, I think, has 2. We need to ape this to get their stuff, but I can't. We're going to lose the game. I throw the game if we ape, so I chill, and I find another way to thirst him so he can't get up. And then we get pushed from the other team. Look, that fight alone told the other teams to ape us. So if I aped that, we would have just died. Instead, I hold my position. Right? Instead of over-pushing like I normally do, I just chill. And then I pop this alt excel, my team gets beamed, I push him, and I just defend him while he self-reses. The point is, we don't need to push. All these videos, I don't need to push. So right here, I realized, hey, I overpush, don't overpush. Here's another great video.
We hit guys and we just go to the opposite.
This video's on YouTube if you want to see the full video. But basically, we were gonna fight this team. We get pushed on, and we actually like insane beam them. Right? Look, we took no damage, and we did a lot more damage to them. Unfortunately, they burn, and it's just really bad. So right here, I want to ape them. They're all low. They're all sub 50 HP. But I'm covering him. I want him to heal. Sorry, I kind of went too fast here. But I calmed my teammates. I tell them to full heal.
Oh my god, bro.
Full heal, covering. Full heal, I'm covering. Because again, I realized that first game I overpushed. We just gotta play it slow. Because like, this is one of the situations you overpush, you make it the mistake, you lose the game, right? So I'm telling, hey, full heal. And then he gets a beam. I want to heal, but he just goes in. So I swing this with him. Right there, I wasn't close to losing, but I could have maybe threw. Right, this health right here is within the realm of me making a mistake and losing against the game. That's why I went to full heal. Unfortunately, I didn't because my teammate made a call, but I listened to the call and we won that fight. And we got third party immediately after. You can watch the whole video on YouTube. We win that third party instantly as well too, which is fine. Here, another mistake I do. The theme of this is over pushing, right? In the context, this is 3 squads. Why am I starting a fight in top 3? No reason. I should have calmed my team, hey, I want to push this team. Because if we pushed together, we could have actually killed them and ended it. But I didn't calm that to my team. I wide swung. I shouldn't have wide swung here. Right? What could I have done instead? I could have just chilled. I didn't need to push. Also, I could have just asked my Horizon to queue that. I could have asked them to wide swing with me. Because if they were covering me, we were good. But I just unfortunately went myself. I didn't calm anything. So the mistakes here was over pushing. The remedy here is not pushing, telling my teammates to help me with the push, or ask them to nade, which I don't think they have any nades, or even just making a port kidnapping, or even having the Horizon Q out of their cover. Very easy mistake. There's no reason for me to have done that. Luckily that we get the reset and heal, we're good, but it puts us in a worse spot later. So I cost us the game. We could have got second or even third or first. Here's another video from a friend of mine. The long story short is Valk. If you're a Valk player, flanking is really good. But when you flank, you need to have good cover, and you need to make sure your teammates can help you. So a friend of mine puts his VOD review in here. Basically, his teammates are not in a good spot to corner this. They need to also, because the goal of flanking is to pincer somebody, right? This person's teammates aren't available to pincer, and not only that, the cover for flanking is very subpar here. So the flank was good, the idea was good, but unfortunately the cover could have covered right here. You could have covered in the box to the right. You could have held the high ground. There's a lot of cover that they could have done, causing this to be bad, and then they had to back up. Right? Those are things that they could have done. And when you're looking at these, I'm kind of doing it very fast because I'm already seen these videos. I've already VOD reviewed this. But the goal is to figure out what the alternatives for you are, right? You don't need to be a coach. You don't need to be an experienced Apex player to figure out your mistakes. And if you don't know what to do, ask somebody. Ask a teammate. Ask to a teammate what they think you should have done. Ask a pro player what you could have done. Ask a coach. Or post it on Reddit. You can also post it on Reddit, which we'll go into in a second. And the thing is, when you watch streams, that's what you can do when you're watching pro players is, hey, they got in a bad spot here. What did they do good? Right? Pros are constantly doing good things in games, but you got to figure out what you would have done there and what the pros did. Because watching pros is fun. I watch it just for fun. But what I'm also thinking is, hey, I would have just pushed that and died. What did he do? He armor swapped back up. As soon as he was not advantaged, he left. A good thing that the pros do is the second it's not in their advantage, regardless of their health, they back up. Right? If someone's full HP, I've seen pros do this. They're full HP, they try to beam someone, they miss. The second that person does 1 damage to them, they back up. They're like, oh, my advantage is gone. It is now a 50-50 even fight, which means it's not even, right? The whole point of Apex is taking fights that are in your advantage 100%. The second it's even, it's down to your mechanics. Whoever has better mechanics, whoever ate a good breakfast and feels better that day, So this person did a really good thing by healing here, getting high ground, because getting high ground is important. You need to get high ground. Then they dropped high ground. Not a good thing. That's a mistake they did. They didn't have to give up high ground. Also, they could have been full healing. But this person got out right away. I would have died there. Right? Insane good get out card. Right there. And then right here, they should have kept the high ground. And then they pushed, and then, they're in a bad spot. Because they were retreating to high ground too. The reality is if you could stay on the high ground, shoot, and crouch, you can do the same thing but better. Right? You can LOS them, line of sight them a lot better on high ground rather than just jumping and flying back. But regardless, the movement actually is really good here. Here's another video of a coach as well, a former Predator player.
He's dropping on me.
And this goes the thing with over pushing, right? Down, 2v2, even, wide swinging, loses the 1v1, and then they lost the game there. So I'm not gonna go over. And this is video. This video's on YouTube. So if you want to go to the video, this is I've watched the whole video. I'm just gonna summarize what I talk about the video. What could they have done here? They could have got high ground. Ironically enough, if they had stuck the fight here, right? Don't back out. They actually could have won. Use the knock as cover. You crack them. This is even, right? This person still actually isn't even touched, but they back out. They could have finished that knock. Switch weapons, finish that knock. You have a car. This person's 100 HP. You have 150, maybe even more. So, ironically, if they did not leave, they would have won that fight. But the reality is, this person right here, this Valk actually is wide swinging. These both are wide swinging people. So if they just waited for that Wraith to wide swing, they double beam them instantly. Right? So let's look what they could have done. They down this person. You sit here, cover each other, heal, Wraith wide swings, you beam them, 2v1, GG. You get the high ground. You fly up, get the high ground. You got a good advantage over all of them. Can't get shot. Another thing they could have done here, right? Just suck the fight. Like, you already committed. Don't like, how many times have you played the game and you don't commit to either decision and you lose? Commit to your shitty decision, win you the game. If they committed that fight, they actually might have won. Kind of see with them. And again, that's the summary. You watch the video, I went over more. Post your videos on Reddit. If you don't know what to do, post stuff on Reddit, because people have really good Reddit videos. And what I do as a coach, I go on Reddit and I just guess what they should have done, go in the comments and see if I was right. Sorry for the quality, it's like loading. Oh my gosh, why is this like dog quality? It was fine a second ago. Sorry, I'm talking very fast because I'm trying to get over this video because this video is already 15 minutes, so I apologize. So right here, the double pump mastiff. This person's flying in the air, and then they lose. They're ADSing too much. Stop ADSing so much. There's Valka's in the air. This is a free kill. Like if they're in the air, free kill. The second they disengage right here to this wall, missed insane massive shots. Like also you can just hit your shots, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Right here, they cut the line of sight. Bubble to your north. Sorry, bubble to your east. Right, bubble far right. Use your bubble. They died without using their bubble. And then right here, don't ADS. Just hip fire. No crouching. They didn't even crouch at all. If you crouch and try to 80 spam, they could have actually like gotten the thing there. Here's another video. This is a very simple one. I like this a lot. But go to Apex University. Start VOD reviewing yourself. Start VOD reviewing other people. Post your clips on here. Right? It's a good exercise that I do all the time. When I get bored, I go to the subreddit and answer people's questions, which I'm doing now. Or I VOD review people's videos. This person gets beamed. They go up. They're getting chased by Valk. It's 1v1. Why aren't you holding the zip? You should be holding the zip. Like, look down the zip, and you get 2 free shots. You missed 1 free shot here off of that. And then you shoot them while watching the zip. They fall off. You can heal. You get a full reset off of that. They can't push you without dying. So that was a very easy one. Bubble too. You could do some weird bubble stuff, but that's like a little extra credit. Another video here. We see people we hear people in here.
Like over here.
So I say I'm getting high ground, but I don't communicate that very well. My teammate doesn't know I'm not with them. I'm trying to entry from the backside.
Oh, they're in my building.
My teammate gets beamed. I should have been faster on the rotate here.
I might be in trubs. Not gonna lie. He's so cracked.
And then, unfortunately, I just 2v1. They're both low. I almost killed them both, but the reality is, my teammate, we calmed it later. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know where you were. I didn't know you were. I thought you were behind me." I didn't calm what I was doing, and I should have said, "Hey, back up, wait for me to entry." So I calmed. I think the call was really good here, but my teammate, I just need to either play with my teammate or communicate faster and earlier that, hey, don't get in a fight. I'm looking for an entry as a Valk player, which you should be doing anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get better clips. I kind of just did this on a whim, but the reality is, when you VOD review, just figure out what you can do better, right? The cores of the VOD review is play slow, don't wide swing, and that's pretty much it. But other common mistakes I see is high ground. Always keep your high ground. Try to figure out where your high ground is. Push as a team, like this video here. The map geometry actually is really important to this engagement, right? The enemies are right here on this, this little dock area. Their teammates are not in good line of sight of them, right? This person needs to be pressuring them while their teammates are pressuring them, right? Like, control your area. And this is what TSM Imperial Hal does really well when he's playing in scrims. He's always encouraging his teammates to get good angles, right? Don't be like really silly. And like right here, my teammate right here, amazing job for my teammate. He's holding the left team by himself. Like, this video will be on YouTube eventually, so you can watch this video. But my teammate here, the Valkyrie, is holding off the team to his left all by himself while we're holding the head ledge, right? We're holding space. And that's what I wanted to do here when I played this position. Because actually, I watched a scrim literally the day before of TSM Hal where he's playing the position of this team right here, and they lost. Whereas Optic was playing the position that I have right now. I knew what to do. And the pressure Optic exerted over TSM made them make a mistake. Right? All they had to do was ape us, and they lose. But because I watched that VOD, I realized this position is really strong. The only fault to this position is the team to my left, which my teammate held up by himself. Right? So you gotta understand, when you watch pros, you can use that to influence your games. Right? Don't just watch it autopilot. Oh my gosh, you're so good. Get better aiming. No, you can do a lot of things better. Yes, you can be a player who has insane mechanics, doesn't miss a shot, but the reality at the end of the day, if your positioning is crap, you're not going to get up in the ranks. These pros have impeccable decision making, impeccable positioning, and those are the things you can get better at. There are pros that have crappy aim, but they have insane decision making, right? That's the goal as a player, is to improve all your stats. I can't think of a word right now. Together, right? You can't be a player who has dog shit positioning but insane aim, right? You need to have a decent aim, decent positioning, decent rotations, right? You got to have a healthy amount of all three of those things, because there's a million players stuck in plat right now, in gold right now, that already have insane aim, but they can't do anything because their decision making is dog, right? It doesn't matter if you're insane aim. If you're getting 1v3'd and all three people looking at you, you have no time to kill those three people, right? A great quote that I'm going to end this video on is, There's a player named Doublelift who plays League of Legends. Amazing mechanical player. His mentor said, hey, it doesn't matter if you can 1v5. If you have the best mechanics in the world and you are able to 1v5 and win, good for you. The better player will find themselves not in that position. They'll prevent the 1v5 to begin with, right? And who's a better player? The person that prevents the 1v5 and wins a fight, or the player that makes it a 1v5 and wins that fight, right? You have teammates, work with them, make sure you aren't in a 1v3, and then if you, through the game, things are going to happen. You're going to be in a position where you're forced to 1v2 or 1v3. Then use your skills to frag out, right? But you shouldn't strive to be a player to always do that, because if you have teammates, use them. Don't be that weirdo who's like, I'm going to 1v3. No, be that person that wins the 3v3 without anyone going down. Anyways, thanks for the video. Please comment on anything you want to see more of this. I might do a part 2 because I went very fast. I didn't really quite go into depths of the VOD review in general. I kind of went for the framework. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.